2001 to 2018, and you guys may have think you saw the Minnesota Miracle, but that guy right there is the true Minnesota Miracle. Jamie Cravens is back representing your Minnesota Vikings. Jamie, you were at the game this weekend. Have you come down from that high yet?
Mallory, I think I've slept about 2 hours since the end of that game. I spent a good 3 hours just in the parking lot after that game, and it probably takes a lot for people to understand what it's been like to be a Minnesota Vikings fan in the postseason. And we go back to the Gary Anderson wide left in '98. We go to the 41 donut against the Giants. We go to the 2009 Bounty Gate throwing across the body against the Saints, the Walsh left. And then I tell you what, man, we were riding high. We were up 17-rip. We were screaming, and then all of a sudden you get a little nervous. It's Drew Brees, Hall of Fame quarterback. Stupid interception, blocked punt, couple easy touchdowns, and you just start going, this is happening again. And the entire stadium was just crushed, just body jab after body jab after body jab. And we finally actually do drive back. We get a field goal, if you remember, right? Mm-hmm. We went up, and then that was too much time. That's that Hall of Fame quarterback over there with Drew Brees, and he comes back and gets that field goal.
Right. Splits
the uprights, 25 seconds.
It's not looking good.
It's not looking good, and I find out today, actually last night, that Coach Sean Payton, a despisable, disgusting human being of a coach, did the skull chant to the fans after he made that field goal.
I also saw that. I heard, and there are pictures of him actually taunting some of the Minnesota fans.
Yeah, and especially considering the 2009 Bounty Gate, there's no love lost for Mr. Payton over there. But anyways, what ensued is known as the Minneapolis Miracle. We all saw it, the touchdown, and I love that we did it against the Saints. Sean Payton, suck it. Yes.
That guy right there is fired up. That's the type of passion that you bring. And special announcements. This just in. Your weekend plans are what now?
I can tell you what, man. I got a flight. I'm leaving at 8 a.m. Sunday morning, heading out to the unfriendly fields at Lincoln Financial Field. So I'll be there in my Vikings garb. I've been warned if we win the game not to leave with any Vikings garb on. But I'm pumped, man. I'm excited. I got my ticket, and I'm ready to bring this energy. And then hopefully, see if I still got my towel here.
Oh, let's see.
This is what we got here. I got to bring this down there. See if this will show up.
Bring it home.
We got to bring it home, baby.
This is true. If this happens, the Minnesota Vikings will become the first team to be the home host for a Super Bowl. So, hey, you know what? Best of luck to you and the Purple People Eater Nation. Sending a special shout out to Sergio Brandon, who is an Eagles fan. He will disagree with about everything you said. Maybe he might want to kick the Saints down too, but he probably disagrees about everything you said, and he's going to say go Bird Gang. So best of luck to everybody while we're out there hammering it and very warm and sunny, Chicago, Illinois. You will be enjoying yourself on Sunday. Jamie, please send me a text. If you guys win, I need to know that you're safe. Send me a text.
I'm going to stay at the field as long as I can if that does happen, but otherwise I'm probably safe, so who knows?
Oh, my gosh. Well, we got 2018 just bring up there. Big shout out to Alex giving us a little power on Facebook Live. Guys, please share the video, and a little bit of apologies to the YouTube Nation as for some reason it didn't go to that link. We are live. You're going to have to just go to our page. Oh, you know what? People are looking at it. We got some trash talking going on YouTube. And there's there's a Cowboys fan in here. Hold on. No, I'm calling this guy right now. Show stop, timeout. I'm calling him out. Good Mojo. Good Mojo. Can I kick him from the channel? We don't allow Cowboys fans here, man. Get out of here. Get this crap out of here. All right, back to business. There you go.
This is postseason. It has nothing to do with the Cowboys. They're confused why football is still on right now.
Exactly. They know they're not in it. Hey, you guys had your chance. As Dak said at the beginning of the year, this is going to be our year, and I said, I know they're not even going to make the playoffs because of that. And I take a personal joy as a Washington Redskins fan, a very long-suffering Washington Redskins fan, to see that the Cowboys are on the couch with us to enjoy your Siemens Furniture couch and sit back and cheer, as Fife Dog would say. All right, back to business. Got a pretty decent show tonight. We got Mr. Harris Edwards Jr. He is a multi-time WKC World Championship kickboxer. And let me see here. While I'm going to get him on the line, I got to send him a text. Got to show you a couple of the events that we got coming on up. Of course, we have, as mentioned, the AKA Warrior Cup this weekend in very sunny Chicago, Illinois. Followed after that, we've got the Compete Nationals. That's going to be February 23rd, 24th, and 25th in sunny, and that time I mean it, sunny California. And then we're heading right off to the Irish Open that very next weekend. Irish Open's going to be nuts. We got more information on that later. I'm going to go ahead and get Mr. Edwards on the phone. So let me go ahead and dial him on out real quick. So let's see here. Where? There's the add button. This is where we need that jingle music for the sports karate store as we mentioned.
SportsKarateStore.com.
You know, all that good stuff.
For all your sparring pad needs.
All right, 7-1. All right, let me just check. Make sure that's the number. All right. Had made an error. Don't want to. There we go. All right, that looks good. Calling them up now.
Hello.
Mr. Edwards, this is Mallory Woods and Jamie Cravens. Welcome to SMA Live. How are you, sir?
Fantastic, sir. How about yourself?
Doing excellent, sir. Almost, if I was any better, I would be you. Now, I know, Mr. Edwards, you have not spoken to my partner, Jamie Cravens, before, but Jamie, Harris, Jamie, you both have stepped into the professional ring for kickboxing. Jamie is from sunny Minnesota, and Harris is from Lansing, Michigan.
And both of us not afraid to still throw and kick in our later days. So I love it, man. I love seeing this video. It's fantastic.
Hey, thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it. Nice to meet you.
As I was just mentioning, Mr. Edwards is 53 years young, and for the entire time that I've been going to the WKC, I've seen him in the continuous division. Not only has he been in for, now correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Harris, 48 plus, but also 42, and I think you dipped down in the 35 as one time as well.
I did. That is correct. Yep, 54 years old now and still loving it, man.
You have absolutely to love that. And one of the things that I definitely wanted to bring up is it's first of all, let's the nickname PD Quick. Give us the backstory on that.
Yes, when I obtained my second degree black belt, my grandmaster Anthony Goddard out of Detroit presented me with the second degree black belt, and hence a nickname to go along with it. That was embroidered on the belt, which stands for PD Quick in the edited version. The unedited version stands for Pretty Damn Quick.
I thought that's what it was. I've always wanted to ask you for that, but that confirms it. And if you're watching the video along with us, you can see that is 100% the case, as it was a great duck underneath the hook and then a counter left that you threw on your opponent from the fight that we're watching now. How many years have you been in the martial arts?
42 years.
42 spectacular years. Actually, I've seen a few, as we'll call them, vintage photographs of you in your younger days. I remember you said I've seen posts. You've done some stunt work before. You're jumping over cars. You're doing flying sidekicks over this, that, and the other. Just give us an idea. When did this martial arts journey start for you? What style and who did you learn from?
Yes. I like to claim my very first instructor was actually my uncle older side of South Carolina, who was a very good judo practitioner. Mm-hmm. And I started learning over the summer with him, and I was just intrigued by his ability. And of course, during that era, everyone was in love with Bruce Lee. Made my way back home over that summer and got introduced to Anthony Goddard, who's actually a fourth cousin of mine, who was very versed in the art of Go-Ti, G-O-T-I, which originated over in China. Started off as a wrestling art, and it evolved into Gung Fu and Kung Fu. And I've been under his tutelage ever since. I also studied a lot of gymnastics and taught basic gymnastics through my high school years, and it fit right in very well with the Kung Fu system. So that's where all the acrobatics and the flying side kicks over cars and diving over things and people came from.
That is, and also you have two young sons that are also in the arts as well, correct?
Yes, my oldest son is Harris Arnell Edwards III, and my youngest son is Austin Edwards. Harris is a 5-time world champion now, and Austin is a 2-time world champion. And I started training both of them when they were 2 years old.
Who's the track star?
Both of them are.
Oh, both of them. Okay.
Both are. Yes. Harris is just running outside of college now occasionally, and my youngest son is a sophomore at the University of Cincinnati and currently ranked in the top 6 best long jumpers in the history of the university, and the fastest young man on the team at this point in time.
Oh man, I remember being fast. Those were the good old days. So I don't know if you can, I don't know if you can tell or not, but Mallory's got this great picture of you up, showing off your arm strength, lifting up all your medals. Which one of those was? Which one of those do you think was the most special to you?
Pretty easy. The very first one would have been when I won the double gold medal in Montreal. That was a very special time for me. So I would say those are the first set. The other two that had the most significance for me was in Orlando when WKC fought there. And in fact, the fight that's on the screen right now, while I'm having that match, my youngest son is competing in the ring adjacent to that at the same time. My wife's about to lose her mind right now because she's not rooting for both of us at the same time. And that happened to be on my 52nd birthday. So that was extremely significant to win double gold that day and to have my son winning his gold medal at the same time. It was pretty epic.
Yeah, I mean, we're watching the fight, and, I'm going to ask you about, continuous sparring, because it doesn't look like, you guys are really holding back a whole heck of a lot. Tell me about the contact and continuous sparring, and maybe the differences is between that and actual point sparring.
Yes. Continuing from WKC has the marker of light contact, and of course that's very subjective depending upon the center rep. The center rep that's let you go at it a little bit. They have a tendency to have 2 grown men, get the testosterone levels get a little high, and they go at it and have a good time. And you know what? We hug each other and it's all done, shake hands, and move on, and respect each other's talent. And the flip side of that is you get a ref who's very strict about the rules and can sometimes inhibit you from throwing some of the technique that you really want because they may think that they're too hard, which is very, very, once again, very subjective.
That is always the case. You never know. One person may say, man, that was really hard. Put me in the concussion protocol. Well, one person's like, that at our school, that's called love tap.
Absolutely. Literally when you're in one ring, you're getting warnings for hitting too hard, and the ring next to you, people are drawing blood and getting laid out, and they're not getting warnings. So that hence the subjectivity is very broad, which can create a problem. One of my biggest problems with the concept is if you have a rookie martial artist, it's pretty much a babe in the process. Mm-hmm. That can really disrupt their whole psyche and their game plan. Doesn't affect the veterans as much. It doesn't really affect me that much. I like to often think that I have a large toolbox. I have a sledgehammer, a hammer, a screwdriver, the vice grips and pliers in my toolbox. So I say, look, you can't throw this technique, or what technique is too hard. We just grab another tool and try to still get the job done.
I absolutely love the analogy of that, because you can't fix everything with a hammer. You need a good assortment of tools for the situation.
Absolutely.
One of the things I'm going to ask you a question as a father, as myself, I've got 3 beautiful girls, and Jamie has a young, beautiful daughter as well. As a dad, when did you put your boys in the martial arts, and also parlay that with what do you think is the best age? And I know it's going to depend on style, father, child, everyone, But what do you think really the best age is to start your son or daughter into the martial arts?
Well, I think any kid that's growing up around an athlete and they see it every day, they kind of, just kind of fall right into it. I didn't force either one of my sons to get involved in the martial arts. As a father, I was hoping that they fell in love with it, and I was really fortunate and blessed that they both did. So at 2 years of age, my kids started training under me.
Oh, wow.
By the time my oldest son was 5, he was actually competing on the circuit in his first tournament. And my youngest son started at 4.5 years old. And they came on the circuit pretty strong and were very successful, doing a lot of the tournament circuits and also the continuous circuits.
That of course, you got to also prepare yourself as well, as a lot of times, like you said, we're out there, we're sparring, we're not thinking about how it looks, but it's a lot different when your loved one, whether it be fiance, wife, mother, father, or your children are out there sparring. How do you handle that when you see them, maybe they take a hard shot or something? As parents, we want to go in there and protect our children. How do you, weigh that?
I was really lucky in that regards. I'm old school. I believe in what you put in, what you get out. And my kids have always trained extremely hard, semi to full contact. Even when they were smaller, we did some very intelligent about the process, making sure they wore headgear, mouth guards, tough chin guards, face shields, so they didn't have cauliflower ears and their nose broken. And so they came up accustomed to getting hit and actually learning how not to get hit. Mm-hmm. So it was very rare that they got hurt in combat. They were more likely to get hurt just running around the house tripping over stuff than they were when they were sparring. And my wife is dead on point with me. She never babied the kids, never babied our boys when we were training. She never got involved in the sense saying, look, they're training too hard. And that made it easier on me to go ahead and continue to train them like I would train everybody else.
Mm-hmm. That's
and
true.
Yeah, and I'm old school in the sense that there's no timetable when you get tested for belts. I don't believe in a timetable. The timetable is when you're ready, you get tested. So I mean, I've had students that have stayed yellow belts for a long time, and others who've gone through the process in a more timely manner because they were truly ready to advance and represent the art properly.
I think that's an excellent point right there. Why don't we give a shout out? Give your school information out so that people could know exactly where you're at, just in case they haven't.
Yeah, I just run a private facility here in the Lansing area at the Goatee School of Combative Arts. My number's listed on online at 517-719-6175, and then my email is harrisedwardsjr@gmail.com. I'm also strongly affiliated with the Murcielago MMA camp, where I train a lot of full contact cage fighters, and Joaquin Rodriguez is in charge of that facility. We're currently at a new location at ODP Fitness and on Cedar Street in Larch in Lansing, Michigan. So I train a lot of professional cage fighters, affiliated a long time ago with Rashad Evans, trained him a few times privately, and happened to be assisting in training one of his godson. And we have a lot of talented young men that are in the cage competing. And the cool part about it is what I bring to that particular team is traditional martial arts, and the respect factor as opposed to just taking a typical wrestler. Wrestlers have a strong propensity to work out very hard. They're very disciplined. They're pretty easy to convert over to martial arts, and wrestling is a form of martial arts in a sense.
Mm-hmm. That is, I remember we did have a nice conversation about Rashad Evans, and I've always tried to store that in the back of my mind. If I ever got a chance to meet him, I'm definitely going to drop your name. Hopefully that does happen. Now we're going to switch gears quite literally. If you're friends with Mr. Edwards on Facebook, there are a lot of sexy cars in pictures. Now I understand this is something that, let's take a little step back from the martial arts for a half second. You like cars. You drive some very fast and very nice cars. Tell us about that.
That is been a passion of mine for probably 30 plus years, and I took it upon myself to put myself through a lot of high performance driving education schools, and subsequently it made a phenomenal retirement gig for me. So I literally travel all over the United States of America and teach people how to drive their supercar vehicles on high-performance racetracks. And I also do a lot of team programs, teach a lot of defensive driving programs. And actually, in fact, I'm doing one this weekend, teaching these young ladies and men how to properly drive their cars safely in adverse weather conditions, skid control. Have the pleasure of sitting in some of the most remarkable supercars on this planet and get an opportunity to drive them at top speeds on some of the best race courses around the country. It's kind of a dream come true for people who love cars.
So if we had a show and it was called, Fighters in Cars Getting Coffee, what car would you like us to pick you up in?
Good question, Jay.
Well, I tell you what, you probably can, I'm a huge BMW fan, so you can pick me up in a BMW M4 GTS. I'm a huge fan of the Porsche 911 GT, maybe a RS 3. There's several supercars. I have the Lamborghini Huracan, another amazing car. Just had the pleasure of driving the Ferrari 458 GTB for quite a few laps here about 2-3 months ago. That's on my YouTube channel, and that's another amazing piece of artwork.
Oof, I can see that. I'm a recent Camaro owner myself, but living in Minnesota, it's been stuck in the garage for the last month or so. So it's a little frustrating at this point.
Oh yeah. Speaking of the Camaro, I just had the pleasure of taking the brand new 2018 Camaro Z01 1LE around Texas Motor Speedway for the centennial 100-year centennial event for Chevy truck owners.
Oh man,
spent 2 days in that car.
I think I'm gonna drink some Haterade there, man. I might be a little jealous right now. That's pretty sick, man.
Now, if someone wanted to follow in that, if that was a passion for theirs, what would you advise them? Obviously, I know what you would suggest for the martial arts, but if you wanted to be a car enthusiast, drive some nice cars around, and also very safe, controlled at speed, what would you advise someone that would like to go in that direction?
Well, there's a lot of high-performance driving education schools, which are held by a lot of driving organizations throughout the country, through BMW, through Porsche. You can literally sign up for those programs. You bring out your own car. It's pretty inexpensive. There's a right seat instructor, which I did for many years. I still do that occasionally, where I'm actually in the car. I'm giving you all the tools that you need in terms of proper seat position, hand position, throttle response, understanding the balance of the vehicle. Teaching you how to regain control when you lose control. And then, of course, you can take it to the next level and join up with a racing school. And then that's a lot more expensive, but you learn all the necessary skill sets. And the skill sets are really critical for our youth because, they're driving around a 3,000, 4,000 pound weapon when you drive on the streets every day. Mm. And it's very comforting to know that your children have been taught proper driving techniques. And ultimately, you can start doing, they have racing events in parking lots, which is called autocross competitions. Anybody can compete. Your car goes through a car inspection, making sure it's safe. It's a timed event. You get better at it, and then you start getting certified through certified instructional programs, which ultimately opens up doors for you in the future where you can become a certified paid instructor and get into the professional organizations such as myself. So I'm one of the few blessed people to be certified as a professional driver and get paid to do something that I love, which hence doesn't make it work.
And obviously, of course, we will mention that being a martial artist, the reactionary, and also, down everything you can think of. I can't think of anything that the martial arts really hasn't even helped me with. And I program computers for a living, so I know that certainly has helped you with reflexes and speed, as well as driving very fast.
Yes, absolutely. My kids can contest to that. We always come right back to the source, and that is the foundation of the martial arts has helped them be calm, collective, calculating, and understanding that anything worth achieving requires hard work and commitment. And what you put in is what you get out. And that all started here with me with martial arts, and I've instilled that in my sons and all my students. And it's very gratifying to see in the long run that they've achieved the things they want to achieve and they have positive focus.
I think that is an absolute way to tie it. Nice little bow on that. You get in what you know, get out what you get in. Just again, ladies and gentlemen, Harris Edwards Jr., 54 years young, an absolute star at the WKC and also many other places. Mr. Edwards, we certainly appreciate you joining us tonight. I look forward to. Are you planning on going to Dublin this year for the WKC?
Yes, I am. In fact, I'm, putting in the work every about 4 or 5 times out the week, going through my regimen with my cardio and heavy bag training, getting a little bit of sparring in, and we have a regional qualifier coming up here. I believe in the second week in February, in Toledo, and I believe it's a super qualifier. So I believe 8 people in each division have the chance to qualify. So I would definitely be competing in that, and I'm looking forward to doing well there, so I can make it to the national championships and get a chance to go to Dublin and, continue to be successful, win, lose, or draw. I would go out there and get 110%, and try to keep adding to the medal count. Someone asked me the other day, well, how many medals do you have? I said, I don't know. I kind of looked up and said, I'm getting ready to do this program. They might ask me, so,
now have
quite
to
a few,
ask.
You look at this. Yeah, well, the regionals, the nationals, and the worlds, it's been a really good journey, and been with the WKC since 2012 was when I started competing. My oldest son actually was the first Edwards to compete, and that was in 2011. And so, yeah, I have 36 gold medals through WKC from regionals, nationals, worlds, and I cherish each and every one of them. Nice blood, sweat, and tears.
And definitely respect there. Well, I know it's quite warm and sunny in Michigan tonight, so we're going to have you stay warm. Best of luck in the training, and I look forward to seeing you at the Nationals this year and also in Dublin later on this year. Of course, we'll be bringing that to you live from sportmartialarts.com. Mr. Edwards, thank you so much, and have a good evening.
You two guys, hey, thanks for sharing the love and putting it out there. Talk to you soon. Take care now.
All righty. There you go, man. Just an absolute, legit champion right there. I'm telling you, he's one of the first guys that I met when we were covering the WKC. When I went over the first time in Ireland, I didn't know that much about the organization. He introduced himself. He showed me around. This is this. Explained rules to me. Class act, him, his sons. I haven't had a chance, the honor of meeting his wife yet, but I know we're going to correct that next time we meet up. Absolute great guy, and it was good to have him on.
Yeah, and the guy drives some pretty sick cars too. So
it's just bonus, everything, man.
Yeah.
Man, now we're going to get into the heavy part of the show. Jamie, you're up with that very long list of everything that's coming up.
Oh no, it's the start of the year, right?
It is the start of the year.
And I think we start almost every year with the AKA Grants, right? I think so. Everyone's heading out to Chicago, minus myself, but that's really kind of when we're starting our live coverage, our live streaming, utilizing the SMA-TV.com platform.
That's right.
We're gonna have 8 to 12 black belt rings all day that we're covering. Make sure you get logged in and set up for that.
That's right.
You can watch anything you want to watch. That's fantastic. And not only that, but Danny's been putting out a ton of videos, done a ton of workout videos on the site as well. Definitely makes it worthwhile. Ocean State Grand Nationals will be opening registration. Does that sound right? Tomorrow?
Yes.
So
Pre-registration. Open it up early.
Save money. Register early. Grand Slam Open Nationals registration just opened. And there's a discount until February 1st. So save yourself some money. Get that done. Quebec Open registration opens January 22nd. Make this your year to be in Quebec. Make it happen. Make a commitment. Get to Canada. This is a special, unique tournament. Make it happen if you can. It's actually going to be on my birthday too. So that's a pretty exciting event.
You come on up. I'll buy you a drink, and it's a great tournament. I'm telling you right now.
Sounds like a deal to me. And then, hurry up and get registered for competes. That's that price increase for that tournament, January 21st. So that gives you about 5 days before the rates go up. And the huge Irish Open is right around the corner. And honestly, you really need to get registered right now if you plan on going. The hotel is pretty much already sold out.
Mm-hmm.
They're capping the total number of entries, but I think there's going to be a little bit more of a push for forms this year in weapons, and then the full contact and K1 fighting is going to be nuts too.
Yeah, just to give you an idea how big that is, they capped that at 4,000 entries. Just it's not like they're saying, okay, only 200 people. They cap it at 4,000. This is a tournament that is absolutely, you win this, it puts your name on the map.
This isn't like when you go to the nightclub and there's that fake line, like
not the fake line. Not the fake line.
The fake line, you get in and there's like 10 people in there. No, This is like legit filled up. This is a huge tournament.
This is the real line. This is the legit line.
Yes, this is for real.
Exactly.
And then we have a discount code for the U.S. Open, which is going to be later this year in July. I forget the exact date, but with the code New Year, NEWYEAR, and it expires on January 31st. So if you want to save 38% on your entry, make sure you get that in. Use that code.
That's better than that tax cut that just got pushed through. I mean, look at that. Hey,
I'll take it.
Just saying.
Yeah, I got tax cut. Now I go to more tournaments. Sounds good. Looks like the battle's going to be back in business. Do we got anything for I think that registration is opening pretty soon as well.
Yeah, battle's registration is opening soon. Definitely like their Facebook page so you can see everything that's come up. We're trying to get fresh content out there. I think we've got a poll up there to decide who's going to be matched up at that RCFAI semi-contact match. If you remember last year, the great Ross Levine was just putting on a clinic out there. Check our photos on our page on Facebook. There's a lot of shirtless pictures of Ross if you're into that sort of thing. But he put on an absolute clinic from a very tough as nails guy from South Africa. So there's a poll going on right now at the Battle of Atlanta Facebook page to see whom they should have to fight later on that night at the Battle of Atlanta.
Yeah, awesome. And kind of this is like a borderline new rule change and a shameless plug at the same time, right? Mm-hmm. So NASCA has just instituted a new rule for the fighters that you have to wear shin guards and elbow pads while you're fighting in competition.
Breaking news.
Hey, and here's the plug, right? You can find all that great stuff at great prices.
Where?
At sportkaratestore.com.
That is the jingle that pays. We love it. That is awesome. We're going to have to get you to cut one of those.
Yeah, I got to work on it a little bit. I only tried it before the show a couple times. Got to work on the tone a little bit, but I'll get there. The viewers' choice poll results were just announced. I heard AKA might have gotten a good award for Tournament of the Year, maybe.
Yes, yes. They're all on our Instagram page. You can see all the winners that have been posted there. But a really nice little note for Minnie Queen of Royalty Promotions is providing all the awards for the winners, and she's also going to pass them out with some very special stuff. She'll be presenting at the 2000 AKA Warrior Cup Finals. So watch our live stream for that and the finals. I think that covers all the housekeeping business. I've been somewhat yelled at that says that the battle registration is open. Thanks, Mom.
Hey, all right. Thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Mom. And, of course, always we know that you like to save money. That's why you're watching. Get yourself a great deal right there in front of you for Delta. Save 2 to 10% on tournament flights. We know that all of you guys are rich martial artists. You got a gold mine in your backyard. But if you're just interested in saving anywhere from 2 to 10% on your flights to tournaments, use our meeting code, which is NMREX. Save on wherever Delta flies. And speaking of flying, safe flight to you, sir, and to Philadelphia, and even more, safe exit, because, man, them Philly fans.
I'm going to tell you, don't be surprised when you look up and it's raining on Sunday night, and that's a purple rain coming down on your field.
Purple rain. You know what I did love after that last play? Even though you can't hear it, Let's Go Crazy was playing in the stadium, and I think, the man himself, Prince, couldn't have picked a better song. He wrote it, of course, but Purple Rain scheduled in Philadelphia this Sunday. Jamie, I hope is right. Of course, Speedy, I'm pulling for you as well. But, you guys got to work that on the field. But I think that's going to do it for us. And again, Jamie, I'm serious, man. Text me because I need to make sure you're okay in Philadelphia.
There will be constant updates, and hopefully maybe we get a little skull chant going at the end of the game. We'll see.
Well, usually since we do send a lot of group chants to the SMA crew, will any of those text messages say, "Suck it, Rogers"?
Absolutely. That's especially for Nick.
Nick, there it is. We love you. So from all of us at SMA, we'll see you this weekend. Don't forget, this Thursday, the NASCA banquet will be live streamed on the SMA network. You can see all of everyone who has gotten their NASCA awards for last year. And then, of course, we'll begin live streaming early on Friday. We'll bring you anywhere from 8 to 12 rings. Make sure you sign up for that SMA network. From everybody here at SMA, I'm Mallory Woods. That is Jamie Craven, Super Vikings fan. And we will see you guys.
Vikings! Woo!
See you soon. And we're still here.